first off, we are a dessert company, so it's just the fact that we really take pride in coming up with these combinations of desserts and the flavors. And then outside of that, just also realizing that the reason why we've done this is because we live in Canada and it's such a great melding pot. And so I think that it's great whenever you get to try another culture's food. So incorporating that with our desserts, I think it is one of the main things that I hope people get and understand and, you know, can take with them and share with their family and friends as well.
We're very passionate about baking, and we're also passionate about who we are. We grew up as Filipinas with, you know, different flavors and loving them as we grow up. And we really truly want to share those flavors with the world. And we happen to be doing that through our desserts. So we come up with ideas, whether it's fusion Filipino desserts and then infusing Western flavors, or baking Western desserts and infusing Filipino flavors.
What I especially love about what Rechie and Susan are doing are the fact that they want to pull from those traditions, and as the name suggests, like fuse it with either techniques or other ingredients that are more familiar to people who are based in Canada.
Rechie and I are definitely huge sweet tooths. Like, we love everything sweet.
I love desserts.
We get inspiration from a lot of desserts that we like, and then we always try to think of a way to make it our own. So we're always trying different desserts.
I've been really privileged to travel around the world with my parents. So by doing that, I've been exposed to so many different types of desserts. And then being in Canada, I mean, like, you pretty much see and have the opportunity to try everything. So Filipino Fusion Desserts allows Susan and I to take the desserts that we're exposed to and try to do different things, and really introducing Filipino flavors that we're proud of and fusing that. And then what that really does is it opens up people's minds to trying Filipino food or Filipino desserts.
So one of the desserts that we have right now is our confectionery. It's pastillas, and that one right now has a bunch of different flavors. We've got chocolate, strawberry, mango. We've got the plain one, ube, pandan, and it just keeps going on and on and on. So we plan on introducing quite a few different flavors as we go on. So Filipino Fusion Desserts started a couple years ago. What year is it now? 2019, 2017, in April. How that happened was...
It was the 2nd year anniversary of the Cake Collective, and the Cake Collective is the commercial kitchen where I bake. So I came there and I had these macarons on display, and I wanted to show everybody these different flavors that I was making.
And Rechie had a booth there, and she had samples of macarons. So she had all different flavors, and then I saw this purple one, and I'm like, ube?
So I said to myself, how did you know that? And then from that meeting, I got to learn that she too was half Filipino, half Jamaican. And we laughed about it so hard, and we hit it off from that first meeting. But then after that, it was a series of bumping into her into the kitchen and having quick conversations about the fusion type of desserts. And then eventually we had a sit-down conversation at a Tim Hortons parking lot where we actually started to write down some ideas of collaborating together.
And then we decided, you know what, hey, why not? Let's try something like this. It's something, the concept is not new, but we wanted to do it our way. So that's how we started.
Would you say I'm like the official ube bae?
You are.
Thank you. Can you say it again?
Me,
So she is the official Filipino Fusion Ube.
Yay!
It was one of the first times where I saw a lineup, like at the Filipino Fusion Desserts like table. And yeah, it was just like, it was really nice to just see like people like walking out with ube-filled cannolis and like these, all these other like really colorful desserts, and like everyone's taking pictures and stuff like that.
My favorite part about me being at the shows is watching somebody take their first bite of a Filipino fusion dessert. Usually, like their faces light up, and you know they're just like so surprised on like a little morsel of goodness in their hands, and they're so excited to show their friends. I sometimes sit back at a show just to watch the crowd as they come in and try something new. Like for example, the ube crinkle cookies, and then just like watching everybody and then seeing the smiles, and it just warms my heart. That's my favorite part of all the shows. Like I forget everything else. It's just that making people happy and making sure that like they enjoy our stuff, because that's, I think, the best part. That is what keeps me going, for sure. I found some white ones. I didn't even know I had these white ones.
Boxes?
Yeah,
For,
truffles.
oh sweet. So
Yeah.
how much do they fit?
12s. These are for the 12s.
Okay, and you have the inserts for them?
Yeah, they're in here.
Okay. It's a lot of fun working with Susan, and if you follow us, you will know that we don't just work hard together, we definitely play hard together too. We balance each other out, and she's the yin to my yang when it comes to Filipino fusion desserts, and I mean that for real. Like, I'm a very big dreamer, so I will come up with the most craziest things and ideas, and she'll just like pull me back down to earth.
Oh, for sure. Rechie and I are definitely yin and yang. So Rechie's like, she's like always super excited all the time, and I'm always like super mellow and chill all the time. And then but we react differently to the same thing. So say we got the call from TNT, she'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm like, okay. Because what's going on in my head is, okay, now we got the plan. How are we going to make this? Where are we going to make this? So I'm all like, my head's rushing to, we need packaging, we need this, we need that.
She comes up with really exciting recipes, and she always has a way of bringing ideas, and then we together will put our heads together and execute it really well. So it's not just, in a business, it's not about just planning and coming up with ideas. It's truly about executing, and Sue and I work really well in being able to execute our vision.
We have, I mean, Rechie's great. She comes up with these wild, crazy ideas sometimes, but like, we need someone like her so that we can come up with like something that is doable and manageable. So she's great she's a huge dreamer. So she can dream really wide, and then I kind of pull us back in to get the perfect spot where we need to be. The very first feedback we got that confirmed that we're doing the right thing, oh man, it was one of our very first shows. It wasn't the first one, it was the second one, I believe, where people were trying, I think we had cannolis, and we had ube cannolis there, and people were falling in love with them on site. And there's been a couple people at that same show who were like, this is brilliant, no one's really been doing this before, and you guys are gonna do really well. And then a few shows later, we actually ended up meeting some of the people from Seafood City, and then they ended up calling us. So that for sure confirmed that we were on the right track. But and then following that was TNT. So yeah.
So really our brand is about two Filipinas really making our way in a very competitive industry, and not being afraid to do it.